Starting it now.
You just gotta hit pause or put the volume down if you're watching on another device.
Yeah.
I'm not. Well, I have it on mute on the other thing, dude. I'm not stupid. It's not like I hit pause and people are talking.
God. Crying out loud.
And we're live, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going mute, so have fun.
Very nice.
Oh, very, very nice. Alright, I want my chat up.
Nastravi, Darren.
Nastavi, let me pour this up. It looks like the graphics are a little slow, but I think that'll work itself out here in a second.
We're still waiting for anyone in the chat.
Okay.
I don't mind it going slow. It's fine. It's it's that type of the month, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not just that; it's our videos too.
Yeah, our videos are choppy.
Turn the blood off. That'll fix it immediately.
Do we have anybody waiting in the chat, fellas?
Slasher Junkie is in here. Paul was.
Paul is in here.
Paul.
Of course
Paul.
he's in here. He's a.
How's the sound, Paul? Paul, how's the sound?
There, that cleaned it up a lot better. Just keep it the way it is.
Yeah, that looks fine without the dripping blood. It's what you have there looks just as good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it does.
The other stuff. Okay.
All right. So we were just giving it a couple minutes for people to jump in, guys, before we get the episode started. But
Nice.
Yeah.
Sound is good. Video is a little laggy. It'll go away, Jan Paul. Oh man,
Bro?
we gotta have some fun. So what's been going on about you fellas?
Not much.
Darren, anything new going on in your life? Got any new addictions?
Yeah, quite a few.
Well, what about the biggest one you would say? What's your new biggest addiction?
I am super deep in the VHS world right now, and I am.
About it.
But what's cool about it is I'm learning a lot because it's always nice. I'm always a fan of educating myself, right? I've always enjoyed like learning about other subjects. So this is one that I haven't really delved into as an adult. So it's kind of interesting to go back now and learn more about these things that didn't really make sense when we were younger, when you just pick up a VHS tape or whatever. Because it seems like with DVDs, like they're not really expensive or popular or collectible. People have DVDs.
Have you talked to Phil or Paul?
Well, listen.
There
Just
are
listen.
lots of DVDs that are really expensive.
You haven't let me finish. So
Okay, you were outlined lying.
No, VHSs and Blu-rays are kind of they're still new, right? So there's still, yes, there's collectors, and you're gonna spend $40 on a Vestron or Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray or something like that, which is awesome. But it's cool to like go back and see like what some of these tapes that you find for 50 cents, most of them, anywhere, any thrift store, whatever. I know that there's some super rare ones that are still floating around that they never got made into a DVD or never got made onto a Blu-ray yet. So like that's the only way you can watch it. Even a lot of the ones that I've been getting, you can't even find them on Cinema HD because they were never.
That's what makes the Vestron DVD so good because they're taking not only Vestron. Who's the other company? They just had the sale. That's where a bunch of us got a bunch of things from. Paul, help me out.
Vinegar Syndrome.
Vinegar Syndrome, because they're taking stuff that doesn't have DVDs and they're making high quality out of it. So, like, I think you're undervaluating the value of some of those. Some of those Blu-rays can actually be quite hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Because of the number of them that were made, or the fanciness of the features or the covers and stuff like that.
But I'm doing it I'm not necessarily doing it for the value. The value has something to do with some of the stuff, but it's I'm liking the fact that I'm going back and seeing things that I've never seen and you can't see any other way. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I give you credit for that. You are finally embracing. I think you've always been somewhat of a horror snob, and now that you have the VCR, but you're going into like the nitty gritty, and now you're getting that snob part out of you. So kudos to that. Larry is also becoming expanding his VCR. I know he got mad the other day because Darren said, "Hey, you're correcting it now," and you're like, "Bitch, I've been correcting it for a year. What are you talking about?" Why are you doing VCR tapes, Larry?
Well, I guess I first started because I'll even tell you when I was talking to Eric, actually, Horror Man Cave, who's in our chat right now.
And says that you pieces of shit for breakfast. Yes, I do.
Yeah. No, we were talking one day, and actually, before I even really knew him, and I was in this VHS group on Facebook, and I saw, the fire sales going on, people selling their shit, and I realized how cheap a lot of the ones were, and it was mainly for me, it's because shit that I had watched as a kid growing up, going to the video stores that I haven't seen on DVD or anything, This was also, like 2 years ago. So I hadn't seen them before on DVD, even though most of them were there. I just wasn't into all the Vinegar Syndrome stuff like that, the more expensive DVDs, Blu-rays. So to me, it was like, oh shit, I actually was buying them, not even to watch them, just to fucking put them up as on the shelf as like a display item. At first, I was getting them when I was collecting figures. I'd collect certain VHSs and stick them behind the figures of that figure. It's got a backdrop. And then it kind of, I'm not like Darren, I'm not super crazy. I'm not going to spend over $5 on a VHS tape. But I'll buy some lots if I think they're cheap, just to fucking, just to have certain ones that I think are cool. But mine aren't really to watch very often, mainly just for decor.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool, man. So Darren's gonna have a couple hundred by the end of the week, probably.
I have to count them now. I think I definitely have over 100 now, but it's not like a lot more than that. Like, I just needed to get going. Once I get going, then I can invest my time and money into it. But if you're sitting there and you're looking at five of them on a shelf, yeah. All right, well.
So hold on. So you're going to start one day investing your money into it.
Yeah, he just wants a base. He just needs a base.
Oh, you need a base to play off. This is like this. It's like it's the base to figure, right? And then you build that figure up, and then it's a statue one day.
So you have to spend your first $1,000 before you start collecting, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
So Larry, between now and say Texas Fight Man next year, which I know you guys are going to, how much? What do you think the most is Darren will spend on a single VCR tape?
You're going to, Larry or Craig?
No way.
He's full of shit.
Remember he said that. No way.
The same guy that a month ago said he wasn't going to collect just random I can't even say VCR, VHS tapes, because at that point, I'm only going to concentrate on the more hard to find, the rare 80 slashers. I'm only going to have an 80 slasher shelf, and that's it. And every day, my finds for the day, every day. Fucking 10 tapes a day, and that's not
because I'm trying because a lot of them though they're literally like the 50-cent tapes. Or I found a place now that has 3 for $1, and I've been finding a couple of them here and there.
Yeah, what's the lot you're bidding on now?
What?
What's the lot you're bidding on now going for? 50 cents, $2.
It's at 145 right now.
What now? What now?
I'm high bid still for another like $10. We'll see what happens. It closes in 6 hours. I'm not gonna win it. I'm
gonna agree. I'm gonna say Larry's a little high. I'll say like 130. We the most you'll spend on a single tape. No. I think you could spend like 500 on a lot, but on one single tape, I'll say like 130.
No, I just think that once he eventually spends that $130 on a tape, the next one it won't seem as bad just to go up another fucking $50, because that's what happens when you first start collecting and you're buying fucking a McFarlane figure or whatever. And you're like, oh man, these $30 figures are kind of expensive. I don't have the money. Next thing you know, you do buy that $100 figure, and you're like, shit, that's gonna set me back now. I spent that $100 on that figure. But from then on, every $100 figure is fucking normal because you've done it already.
It's like, it's only 100. I need something else.
Once you've done it once, going up another $20 or so, $50 is nothing.
Yeah.
We should have a running like a pool. As long as he's gonna be honest with us, we should be good. We should have like a running pool of like how much he spends between now and Texas Fight Man next year. Like a box. But that said. So Darren, do you have the VCR tape for the first movie we're going to talk about today?
Yes.
Hold on a second.
Yes, I do. All right, guys, we'll get here in a second. Once Craig gets going.
So you want to talk about what we're going to be doing today, Darren?
Yeah, so I first want to say thank you guys for joining us tonight. It has actually been 2 months since we have done a actual show with like things we're going to talk about, and so this is going to be our episode 7 of Hot Cheetos and Blood. We have a new format going on now. Obviously, you guys can see the graphics. We've been playing with this over the last month or two. Grog has been graciously helping us. Grog is now the producer of the show, so he will be in the background running.
Thank you.
The show in the background. He will jump in from time to time when he feels compelled. If we're in a
when I feel like it,
or we're doing whatever we want. So, yeah.
Welcome aboard, Gregory.
Welcome aboard. So tonight,
my question for you guys is this: when
my choice, so I chose 3 films to talk about tonight. First is The Dark Crystal. Then we're going to do Silent Rage, and then we are also going to do Alone in the Dark. All 3 films are from 1982. That's something I was going for this time. So I don't know how you guys will handle your movies in the future, but I want to choose the movies I talk about from the same year.
Quick question. Now that I'm new here, when does the hazing take place?
TFW.
Oh boy!
Who knows? Maybe Monster Mania. Things could still break right.
Oh! Yeah.
I do want to cheers you guys though, and say I love you, and this ride has been crazy.
Cheers,
and,
everyone.
I feel like we're at a good place
Cheers.
now where we can continue doing shows. And that's the other thing we want to tell you guys tonight is we're going to try to do this more regularly again. We're going to try to make it more professional. Yes, we'll still drink. Yes, we'll still get crazy and say crazy stuff. But I do want to do a more legitimate job of talking about film and horror in general. So I want to say thank you guys. And everyone in the chat, just trying to read some shit here.
Is that Steve, the Steve from the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, good. For half a second, I'm like, fuck that guy. I'm like, oh, it's him. Hey, what's up, brother?
Fuck that guy.
No, Steve, you know who goes that way. You and Darren have those private chats, and we're cool with it.
Yeah. All right, so you guys want to get this going?
Yeah, but it's your baby, Dark Crystal. Of all the movies you picked, which I you know what? Take it away.
Okay, so to give a little bit of background on Dark Crystal and why I chose it this week is, I was looking for a slasher film or something crazy to watch with these guys, and I didn't put it together at the time that Dark Crystal was also 1982. So when I saw that, I was like, we need to discuss this movie. Some people are they love it, they adore it, they live by it. It's one of those cult movies that everyone is most people have been obsessing over it that I know. But anyways, it's everything that I love about films when I was growing up. It's Jim Henson. It was before Labyrinth. The same creator that made all of the costumes and all of the Skeksis, the Gelflings, the Mystics, the whole feel of the whole movie, the set design and everything was done by the same guy that went on and did Labyrinth. Also, the old lady, Ulgra, I think it's Ulgra. She was the same voice as the garbage lady in Labyrinth. So, and it was
this guy did another famous movie too, right? Like another big famous.
In 1996, he did like a documentary speaking about all his artwork that he did for the 2 films. That came out in it was filmed in 96, but it finally came out, I think, in like 2014.
No, I thought he did something earlier for one of the bigger directors.
I'm not sure. But anyways, there's just so much art that went into those movies. Dark Crystal had a $25 million budget, which is crazy for a puppet film, right? Especially in '82. But Jim Henson was like on the height of his career then. That whole style. There was a lot of puppetry happening in the '80s. So I don't know.
When was Peter Jackson's puppet movie? Yeah.
Meet the Feebles. It was probably around the same time.
Probably around the same time. That's a little,
Yeah.
You can tell I hate Dark Crystal. I'm trying to name other shit. But anyway, keep going.
So anyways, yes, it is one of those movies that it's more geared to children, but it has so many dark elements to it that I really love. And it always reminds me, it's just one of those movies you always throw in the mix with like The Neverending Story, Labyrinth. What else is there? I don't know. You just throw it in with those, and it's It's one of those movies that I'm obsessed with. Like Little Monsters, for example, too. It's just one of those movies you watch when you're younger. That was good. It stands out. I watched it today again. I watch it all the time, but I watch it again just to watch it, and it always makes me smile when I watch it. I don't know what it is. I know the lines are cheesy. I know the boy in the movie's name's Jen. Like, there's just a lot of things that don't make sense with this movie. But
so that movie would fit in well today. Then the boy named Jen. You got to call him a boy.
there is a lot of, we can get real deep with it, with the meaning behind like what happened during the movie. But I don't think it's necessary. I think the movie overall is great. You can't deny the set design and the puppets and everything else that happened.
Well, you sound like you're getting close to giving it a rating. Don't do that. Let Larry talk about it a little bit, and then before you're going to the rating part almost.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think, Larry?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me tell you a little story right fast. So I never, like when I was a kid, I was a big fan of Labyrinth and Never Ending Story. I actually never in my life had seen Dark Crystal when I was a kid. The first time I ever saw Dark Crystal was, I guess I was in college or right out of high school, so probably about 20 years ago. And I went to Walmart and I saw the Dark Crystal with Labyrinth, the 2-disc set. So I wanted Labyrinth. And I was like, okay, here's Dark Crystal. I'd never seen it. I watched it. Even though I'd never seen it as a child, brought me straight back to the childhood, to those days when of movies that were like that, mystical fucking fantasy movies. So the movie by itself, I've seen it probably 20 times in 20 years now. The movie itself doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense. Crazy, all over the place, but it's fucking cool. The characters, just the design of the characters, a lot of them are fucking badass. There's a lot of dumb shit in it. I mean, there's a lot of dumb shit in it, but I love the fucking movie, and it's not like it's something that's ever gonna stand out and be like, oh shit, that's a fucking one of the greatest masterpieces of all time. But it's also never gonna be a movie like that movie just sucked ass. It's also, to me, not like middle of the road either, because how far, I guess, advanced, I would say. Got feedback all of a sudden.
There we go. Somebody was echoing. Go ahead.
Okay. But for me, for Jim Henson, because like when I think of Jim Henson, I think of fucking the Muppets. Fucking, I grew up watching Muppet Babies cartoons, so not even
Yeah,
fucking
me too.
Muppets. And
No,
so just being Jim Henson for me just fucking got him, makes it like something that I have to fucking like. The movie's, I mean, it's like dark at places. It's, I guess, supposed to be kind of like scary at places, comical at places. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of it makes no fucking sense. I guess you really have to. There should have been another movie done right away, like a prequel, to show you more like.
That's what the show's gonna do, though.
What the fuck was going on? Yeah, because you really, I mean, for 30 fucking years, nobody still don't really get what the fuck happened, really, except for the little bit.
It had a basic storyline. Jen was raised by the Mystics.
I understand that. How did it first happen? How did the Mystics and the
Because
fucking...
1,000 years ago, the Earth shook and it broke off a shard of the Dark Crystal, which
and so one person turned into two people?
Yes, two. Yeah, so the Skeksis and then the Mystics were the only ones there, and all the Gelflings were killed by all the Gelflings were killed by the Skeksis, and then but there's also other, like, who's the witch woman, or who's like the old woman then? Like, they don't talk about them. There's probably more than just one of them. So I don't know. It had a story, and then there was a love story, and then Jen and her and Kira were like in love then, and then she gets killed at the end. But then she throws in the crystal, he puts it in, she comes back to life, and then everything's light again, and the Skeksis and the Mystics go back to one being again. I don't know. I mean, it's you could follow it as a kid. To an adult, it's like.
And then what happened? They shot up to outer space? What?
I don't know. We never know. We don't know what happened.
Let me throw in a little my take on this train wreck. One, I find it blasphemous for you to equate Dark Crystal anywhere near Labyrinth and Neverending Story. Like, I think that's a little upsetting to me. Maybe I'm wrong. That's my take on those movies. But this movie is the type of movie nowadays that some uppity sociology professor or a cultural values professor would use as like an allegory on race or some shit like that. Like, oh, they're separated, but they're not. And how many movies do you have to have with as like a kid who's like, it's got to be you, You got to find the ring. You got to get the wizard. You got to find the crystal. You got to go play the song. How many fucking movies are there with this kid who gets hit with that responsibility? Harry Potter's the other one. Like, can't it just be an adult? Hey, man, Bob, are you ready? Here's what you got to do. Like, no, it was bad, man. And the fact is, I was so mad at you. I got to add something now our viewers don't know. You took it away. You're like, okay, we watch Dark Crystal. We're going to watch Revenge instead. I watched Revenge. And then all of a sudden yesterday, you're like, oh, no, we're watching Dark Crystal again. I'm like, fuck you, Darren. You really think Dark Crystal is as good as Labyrinth, both of you, honestly?
Yes.
No, not as good as Labyrinth, no.
Really, Darren?
No, I like Labyrinth
like Steve,
more.
by the way.
I like Labyrinth more, but this movie set up what Labyrinth was.
No, it did not.
Yeah, it absolutely did.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did. You want to know why? Because they surrounded two main characters that were almost human-like around a world of other puppets. They did the same thing when they did it with Gareth and Sarah in Labyrinth.
They were actually humans. They weren't human-like. They were humans.
This movie was 4 years before that.
And David fucking Bowie. Labyrinth is by far a classic.
Yes, I'm saying it was the progression from that movie. This was like his experiment, I think, for Labyrinth.
Yeah, and for what he actually said he doesn't think there should ever be another one made of Dark Crystal. So if he was alive today, he'd probably be mad about the new series that's coming out.
But based on what I've seen, they're using all the same flair. His son's worked on it.
He himself, he said it was such a perfectly closed story. He didn't think that should ever, because people used to ask him all the time, are you going to do a sequel to Dark Crystal? You're going to do a sequel to Dark Crystal? And he would always say, no, there's no need for it. It's
its own entity, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I wouldn't mind there being a prequel and actually show the beginning when everything was, I guess, normal before fucking.
I think that's what the show is.
Yeah, but that's just a dull world with puppets. Exactly. Like, I'd rather watch Sesame Street. At least now they gain AIDS.
Hey, Steven. Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Steven. I'm going to turn you into a Muppet at TFW. Just wait.
Everyone's agreeing, by the way. Everyone's agreeing with my statement about Labyrinth. Paul.
But this movie, us watching this movie has nothing to do with Labyrinth or Never.
Yeah, so let's go back
it has
go back to Dark Crystal.
Because Darren just connected to it. He's like, it's just like those
because
movies.
I feel like it was the Evil Dead to the Evil Dead 2 for Sam Raimi. I feel like he was testing the market with puppets and he was testing the market with live action fantasy and the kids market. That's why there is an adult in this movie. You're comparing it to adult, like, if they would have put an adult into this, but it wasn't marketed towards that. It was to kids.
I didn't want to.
But it ended up being darker.
I wanted fewer people in this movie.
But it ended up being darker. It ended up being darker, which is why adults like it still.
It's just because it's called Dark Crystal, and they have like very racist caricatures, doesn't make it darker. It makes it
but for a kids movie, Kira was stabbed. The Skeksis one guy died like. Like kids don't like to see death in anything they're watching when they're that young.
She wasn't dead, so they didn't understand she was dead.
At the end,
she had a boo-boo when she woke up.
And they threw the dog in the fire pit. Like everyone thought the dog was dead.
Come on, fucking every Disney movie has somebody die in it.
There's dark.
Well, no,
Bambi's mom.
Fucked up Disney movie ever. Look at Dumbo. Dumbo's mom's locked in a fucking cage.
I can't
Dumbo and the little rat guy get drunk on champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Disney was creepy as hell. But this show, Dark Crystal, I mean, Jim Henson, he's masterful with his designs and all that. I get it. But it's just the story was somewhat convoluted. The need for it, the everyone needs to become one. We separated, now we're fighting. Like, no. Come on, why? Just no.
Anyway. Craig, from like what you were saying, you were like, okay, how many movies need the little boy hero? Well, how many movies, the movies you were talking about came out 10, 15, 20 years after this movie did. So.
Well, no, but there's a lot. I mean, if you really sit and look, you'll find a lot of them. They're just not as good or as popular. Like that idea of the kid.
Yeah, but the 80s was all about the kid, right? Like you could think like The Gates and Goonies, and like it was all about like kids doing epic things. Monster Squad. I mean, it was all around that time.
No, and all those movies are great, but they weren't fated. It is you and only you. Those Goonie kids they found the treasure. Cool shit. It wasn't like you, my friend, are fated. It can only be you who finds it and encounters Sloth, and he'll help you, and everyone will be happy. It's kids, like that. The fated part with the kids is the thing that's like, really, come on, stop it. That's what my issue is with it. But I digress. I understand different opinions.
Yeah.
I know how much you like it, and I appreciate your poor selection.
I want to hear Grog's opinion on it. We got to hear producer Mike. Let's look at it.
All right, so here's my take on it. Dark Crystal is fucking awesome. I don't care what anyone says. And honestly, believe it or not, I like Dark Crystal over Labyrinth. I do. But I love Labyrinth as well. There's something, I think what I like about Dark Crystal more about Labyrinth is the fact that it's doesn't take place on Earth. It takes place somewhere else. Because, you have...
Go watch Star Wars then.
Dude, Dark Crystal is way better than Star Wars.
It's just, it's just like, you know what? Fuck humanity. Fuck all this. We're going to take you, we're going to throw you somewhere else and you just watch it and enjoy it. And that's my take on it. I fucking love Dark Crystal. It's a great movie. Scared the shit out of me when I was a fucking kid. Fascinated me when I was a kid. And yeah, work of pure imagination. Brian Froud's artistic style was, when Jim Henson brought him on, it was just...
they're saying turn your level down just a hair.
Oh, sorry guys.
Just a little too loud, they're saying.
Might be my fan
it's not
too.
Bad. It was just the volume. I think it was your the mic line.
Okay.
How did I school my butthole?
Continue, sir.
And anyway, I just want to say, yeah, Dark Crystal is just one hell of a work of imagination. I mean, seriously, it was Jim Henson's biggest dreams to friggin' bring to life, and he fucking did it with the hundreds of crew members. Just do it. It was just so awesome, and yeah, Dark Crystal, fucking 2-3 thumbs up. Yeah.
Who's this one? Oh,
you can look it up. That it's known that this movie was ahead of its time. It's like acclaimed as like the way they designed it and the way they moved and the animatronics.
No, they bought all the animatronics that existed from like Sesame Street.
No, but I'm saying they said that this film, the way they did it and the way they did the movements and stuff like that, with the Land Striders, when they're riding on the Land Striders and stuff like that, it was groundbreaking for the time.
You know what? Talking about them fucking Lance Riders, when I was at the zoo the other day, they had a dinosaur exhibit up, and there was a fucking like giant pterodactyl looking fucking dinosaur that looked exactly fucking like those things.
Really?
And it was funny because my daughter noticed it first. She's like, "Dad, look, Dark Crystal."
Oh, that's cool.
So you're just stealing from dinosaurs. What the fuck?
But yeah.
Eric. Oh man, we love you, Eric. Thanks for joining, dude. Slash Junkie, who's the long-haired hippie who thinks Dark Crystal's better.
Actually, Eric, Glog is here because Glog and Darren are like in sabbatical with their views. Darren's like, I need somebody who agrees with me better.
All right. Well, let's move on from Dark Crystal.
Well, gotta give the ratings. Don't forget. You gotta
yeah.
While we do our ratings, chat, go ahead and start putting your ratings in for Dark Crystal.
We'll let Darren go first since he's the one who's going to give it like a 10.5.
I'm going to, for the 3 films we do tonight, I'm going to try to do an average of our pet, ours and theirs.
What is yours?
And we'll see for the night what's the best film. Overall best film from the chat and our picks.
Okay, but that could be heavily skewed by...
So Josh gives it an 8.5. Josh Rowe. Come on, guys. The Great Coop gives it 7.5.
You know what the problem is? All the movies, we only have one semi-halfway decent movie today.
Steven says -2, which is a lie.
It counts. It counts. It's his number, damn.
No.
Electric is at 6.5.
A -2 can't count. It can only be a 0. We're 0 through 10.
Yes, it must be at least a 0.
Eric has no idea what I just said.
6.
Was it the accent or was it the words? Like, I don't know which one where he was.
So the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Was it how I said the words that were coming out of my mouth? I could fix one, but not the other.
I can't wait to talk to you about Alone in the Dark. It's gonna be fun.
No, we're gonna have fun with. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. So what do you give it, Dan?
In all honesty, Dark Crystal for me is a solid 8.
Okay. Solid 8. I'm with you.
Solid 8.
I wrote all mine down ahead of time, so I couldn't cheat and change them. Dark Crystal to me, I wrote down as a 7.
7?
I thought you would have given it like closer to the 8. I'm surprised by that.
A 7 is one away from me. God damn it!
I know, but I thought it would have been a little bit up
It's
the
like,
tick in his mind.
You gave it a 7. You're like, really? I thought you would have been closer to 8.
Yeah, but we all know each other very well, so we all know each other's taste very well, I think.
Okay,
so
but
I would have thought, knowing Larry, that it would have been a little higher.
You know my taste. What am I going to give it?
I thought you agreed with my 8.
No, I said I see you. I see where you're coming from.
If I was guessing out, I think you're going to give it a 6.5.
I think you're going to give it a solid 5.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a solid 5.5. Because even though I didn't personally enjoy it at all, and
take the splash out.
To watch it
it's fucking up.
To find I don't people like it, but to say it's anywhere near Labyrinth or never like that actually like that hurts my heart. Like that's like no, not real, just not a thing. Labyrinth is a fucking perfect movie.
I understand that, but you're mad because he's comparing it to Labyrinth, and I'm mad that you're comparing it to shit like fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like the only fucking Harry Potter to me is
it's exactly no. It's better. Well,
Troll's the only Harry Potter I know.
Harry Potter. I'm not comparing to Harry Potter. I'm comparing that theme. It's more so like what is it? Lord of the Rings. Take this ring. It's on you to find the ring and climb to the fucking mountaintop. Can't I just ride the boat the whole way? No, you got to climb. Like no, or spider, whatever that was. I give it a 5.5 just because I appreciate the work and I love Jim Henson. And I was singing the Muppet Muppet Baby song in my head for a while there, so I appreciate that. But I don't see the love for it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did we sway you to go a little higher than you thought you would have by our argument?
No. In all fairness, it's more.
I just want to know if we made an impact from our point of view.
No, I'm actually surprised though you put it with Labyrinth because I thought Labyrinth was like you. I thought you and I were on the same plateau with Labyrinth. No, I'm not going to be unfair to it just because I don't like. There's plenty of movies I don't like that I'll still give a fair rating to because of, like, hey, I appreciate the work they went to it. I appreciate people into it. I'm not a dick. I think you got to be a real dick if you do that. But like, it did do it for me. I didn't like a lot of the designs. I thought they were unnecessarily scary for kids, and it is meant for kids, not adults. Because you want to talk about Jim Henson. Like, even though the Labyrinth is in theory worse, because every one of those puppets are supposedly babies that were transformed into goblins, they still look like little cute little troll creatures dancing around. So you missed the point that they've been abducted from their families, and we'll never ever see them again. So I give it the 5.5 to be fair, because I could have said 0, and that would have artificially skewed the points.
I mean, but Dark Crystal was cool too. They were sucking the life. They were sucking the what do they call it? The essence.
The essence of Gelfling.
The pod people to make them fucking slaves. Like, this movie was fucking dark, dude. Yep. Like, there was a lot of dark shit behind it.
I know, it was called Dark Crystal.
I know, but
it wasn't called Light Crystal.
The damn crystal wasn't even that dark.
Yeah, it was purple.
Yeah, it was like reddish or something.
All right.
By the way, just for the chat, in case to be misreading, Larry, I don't like Harry Potter either. But you got to admit, they fucking make a lot of money and people do love them.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I've never actually seen one single fucking Harry Potter movie.
And meanwhile, you're like hating on it. What the fuck?
Because I just hate, the first time I ever heard Harry Potter, it reminded me of fucking Troll. The damn guy's name is Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know that thing. And
Still the fucking goddamn Troll.
But Harry Potter's name was in.
Did you hear see the comment, Grog? Larry's gonna be sucking his essence. Yeah, but the thing is, you gotta remember, Steven, they drink it then.
Oh God. See, yep. that puppet is made to look like it has a chromosomal abnormality. I'm not gonna say which one because it's offensive, but.
All right. So,
Get her off
Grog,
the
what do you
screen,
rate
Grog.
it?
Come on.
You're the final one. What do you rate it?
I rated 8.5.
Ooh.
I love the movie. It's a fucking great piece of work of imagination. What can I
You
say?
love Dungeons and Dragons too.
I do. But that's not because that doesn't contribute
Judge,
to the rating.
Judge.
It's a great story.
He can have his opinion. He can have his opinion.
Can we toss it to Kate?
I'm surprised he went higher than me.
Tony said 7.
Cody also said purple.
It is purple.
It is.
Oh, I know. We're going back to fluffing the color of the crystal.
All right, so let's move on because we're 35 minutes in.
Okay.
So let's do. What do you guys want to do next? YouTuber of the week?
YouTuber of the month. Let's do that one
YouTuber
instead.
of the month. YouTuber of the month. So you want to talk about it, Lair?
Yeah, so I decided to do one more little thing just to stick on our show. It's something that Darren used to do on his show back in the days, or Darren didn't do, but his show did it.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring it back.
Abby did it. Jesus.
It was something that I missed, and so I wanted to bring it back. YouTuber of the month. It would be YouTuber of the week. Next time it might be YouTuber of the week, depending on how long in between our shows.
YouTuber of the year.
For the first ever Hot Cheetos and Blood, this group, YouTuber of the month. You have to watch this video. And when Grog plays it, everybody mute their mic so it don't interrupt with the sound.
The following program does not necessarily reflect the views of Horror in Me, Uncaped Crusaders, or Hot Cheetos and Blood. It solely reflects the views of the FUC. If you don't like it, then fuck you. And now I introduce you to YouTuber of the Month. The first YouTuber of the month goes to a good friend of mine, Slasher Junkie.
There's no volume.
And for those of you that don't know Slasher Junkie, well, let me tell you a little bit about him first. Just like any normal guy, he loves sports. He loves football, baseball. He loves going to watch bands that definitely are not gay. Also hanging out with, his definitely straight friends. Yeah. And chasing Weenie. Or is that what the last thing was about too? Okay, let's forget about that. I mean, he loves playing board games, terrorism, ISIS stuff, he loves hiking, and look, he definitely looks like super straight here, right? Okay, maybe we'll just forget about his personal life. Let's concentrate on YouTube. This dude's worked super hard this month, putting out 4 whole videos. Slasher Junkie started the month out strong with back-to-back Fright Rags and Fright Crate unboxings. Oh, but he wasn't done yet. He had something else in store for us. Back-to-back Blu-ray DVD hauls of his favorite movies of all time. 40 minutes of him showing off what he truly loves. Just look at the joy in his face. His YouTube stardom has blossomed into some great friendships and getting to hang out with some cool-ass people. I mean, how cool can you be hanging out with someone that wears skinny jeans and flip-flops? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Slasher Junkie is my first ever YouTuber of the month. Congrats.
What the fuck? Oh, that's awesome, Larry. That's good shit, dude.
Yeah, congratulations to Slasher Junkie Paul for being the first ever YouTuber of the month.
It's the greatest thing Larry has ever made.
I know.
On this or any other channel has been part of. And all Darren can think is he wants him to send him the videos.
Yeah.
Oh my, that was epic.
Paul, we love you. Welcome. You are the first on the new way we're doing our show. YouTube of the month.
I want more than, damn it. More than Larry.
Yeah, those are good.
That's so good.
Mm.
Wasn't his son one of the ones he was sitting with though? That would deal with the giant penis.
No.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, I'm like maybe that was a little bit off. Oh, it was so fucking good. Definitely best part of the show so far. Way better than Dark Crystal.
That's fucked up. Dark Crystal is a good one to throw in the mix tonight.
Hey, quick chat. Which was better, that video or Dark Crystal?
Oh man,
You
guys are
know
messed
the
up.
answer to that. That was so fucking good, Larry.
Oh
Thank
shit.
Oh my god. That was it.
Does someone want to have a chug lug with me real quick?
I'd love to.
I'll chug a lug.
Here's the thing, guys. We didn't tell you at the beginning of the show, but we are going to be doing a challenge after we review the next film. So get your bunions hot, your beers cold. We're going to be talking.
Bunions hot.
Yeah, your
What
feet.
the what?
Your bunions, not your like actual bunions, like on your foot, but
What
like
bunions?
your butt bunions. Get your
Your butt-
bunions.
The butt bunions?
Get your bunions warm in your comfortable seat. And get
They're
yourself
called
a
timbers.
cold
They're
drink.
called timbers.
Your bun's warm.
Yeah, I don't think you have bunions on your
Your
ass.
bunions are
They're
fuck.
hemorrhoids,
Yeah.
dude.
I swear to God, I can't win.
That could be heat rash pimples, maybe.
Yeah,
Listen.
right, man?
You'll lose,
Get your
Darren.
buns.
You'll lose and you'll die.
If he goes to Monster Mania Club, bring some lotion for him. Bring some lotion to get rid of those bunions.
Anyways, so I was saying, get your buns hot and your beers cold, because we're going to be discussing Silent Rage with Chuck Norris from 1982 here in a second. After we take a sip of beer, and then we have a three beer challenge, beer of your choice after that. So if you're just tuning in, welcome to Hot Cheese and Blood episode 7. We're on a roll right now.
Is it only 7?
Only 7.
No, it's fucking 8. Somebody to read an episode, goddammit.
See, it's always you got to dip your toe into something before you put the
Skull.
Well, my beer's in the fridge waiting for the challenge. So.
Well, you got to chug.
The
it
fuck is
before
that?
it's slushy.
It's not such, it's a nice coffee. And
Oh, you got to drink the whole thing.
No, I don't.
Well, I'm drinking mine. Fuck
Okay,
it.
drink it. Cheers. Skull.
That's right, yeah.
Woo!
Bobby, get my beers out of the refrigerator, all right, soon? So they're not ice cold.
You want to drink some cold drinks? Mine are getting room temperature right now.
I'm working on my fridge, folks. I won't be away for more than half a minute.
Your microphone's off? Okay.
So what's up, chat? We got some time to kill right fast. If anybody wants to drop a fuck grog in the chat, go ahead and do it.
Yes, please.
They fuck graveyard grug.
Very good.
Hashtag graveyard grug with the echo.
All right. Fuck grog. You know what? I'm doing it too.
Doing what?
I'm fuck grogging it.
That's what I'm talking about.
What are you doing?
We're fuck grogging. We're putting fuck grog in the chat.
Don't be mean to poor Grog. Then he's going to run away.
Yeah, he already ran away. It's all right. He even changed your picture. He put you on a be right back.
I did.
I'm like, I will literally just walk over to my fridge and grab my beer.
And then you came back, and then he fucking left. Left you with a be right back.
Is it just me, or does Glog like strike you as most likely to run in the woods when like being picked on? No, I love Grog.
Well, let me see.
BRB. How can we start if Craig's not back yet? It's Craig on our show.
So I guess Darren, go ahead and tell us a little bit about the next movie.
All right, so I chose Silent Rage with Chuck Norris, 1982, along with the rest of these films we're going to discuss tonight because, I mean, Chuck Norris was a badass most of his career, as we all know. There's been jokes on Chuck Norris that have long stood the test of time.
You trained with fucking Bruce Lee.
But there was no badder ass Chuck Norris than when he has hair jet blonde in movies in the early 80s when he was doing karate all the time. So Silent Rage is a good one. It's an odd one. It has a little bit of a, I wouldn't even say horror flair to it, but I would say, Grog, we can hear everything you're doing.
Yeah, we can. They can't.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they can. Okay. So Silent Rage, awesome fucking movie. Typical. You can even say, like, people talk about Halloween 3, right? And they talk about, what's his name? Dude with the mustache.
Hey, hold on just a second. I got something funny. I just saw Horror Man Cave right. He said more like gay rug.
That was good.
Someone's got a new nickname.
All right, so now we're doing the gay guy from Halloween 3.
Yeah, what's his name? Whoa, you're gonna upset.
Depends on who you're talking about, the mask maker or my boy.
Your boy.
No, well, I'm not gonna give you his name now if you don't remember it.
I don't fucking know. He's that insignificant. Anyways, so you can look at Chuck
Atkins. It's not insignificant.
Tom Atkins. Okay, so Tom Atkins, like
that
so
Bruce Campbell
in this movie, it was the same type of premise. It was he's the fucking sheriff or whatever the fuck he is, and trying to clean up his town, and he falls in love with a girl. Which plays out a lot like in Halloween 3. Like there's no discussion about like sex. Like they're just like one, like it just happens. Just
Did you see Halloween 3, by the way?
Yeah, they went to a hotel room and then she undid her stuff and she's like, so.
Don't be hating because he had some game.
That doesn't. Well, I'm just saying it was kind of like that. I'm trying to explain the movie.
You missed the part where the guy hands the chick the money beforehand, and that confused you because that's how you thought it used to take place. They did explain it. They had a relationship 6 months ago. 6 years ago. They said that during the movie. It's like, what happened 6 years ago, we can revisit. They absolutely explained it. So they had a history. They didn't hop in bed together out of nowhere. They were a couple 6 years earlier. 6 years or 6 months. It was definitely a 6, but yeah.
Bam.
Well, anyways, the best part of that movie.
You even watch the movies you suggest?
Today. But the best parts are when he's kicking ass, obviously, in this movie. With the doctor like doing the injections on the dude, and the dude gets crazy, and it's a good movie. I really like it. But there's another film that came out, I think, the same year that Chuck Norris did, called Firewalker. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. It's really fucking good. Firewalker is just
Lou Gossett Jr.
And it might even be a little better to me. But Silent Rage is great.
Okay, so you got Silent Rage with Chuck Norris, a.k.a. Carlos fucking Ray Norris. Fucking Oklahoma boy. Well, fuck him. He's from Oklahoma. But, anyways, the movie is about, a small town sheriff, Chuck Norris, a.k.a. Sheriff Dan Stevens. And, since it's a local town, he's a fucking, badass, pretty much. He just goes around kicking everybody's ass whenever he wants to. And, but also there's this, underground fucking, I guess you could say underground, medical team of scientists that are trying to, make this, superhuman, serum to, try to make something for, is it the military, actually?
Well, no, it wasn't a hospital, because remember they said, wow, this is a really nice hospital you have here? And they said, well, it's actually not. It's like a molecular biological research facility. So they were trying to expedite cures for diseases, helping the body heal itself faster.
And they ended up making pretty much a fucking superhuman.
Mm-hmm. And they made Captain America.
And there's one point the guy gets out, or actually, I guess they let him go to see, I guess, what would happen, or... No,
he got out because they were mad. They could remember when they couldn't find him. They're like, you got to find him. Where'd he go? And then he came back and showed up. But he escaped.
The whole point, there's one point where he's in the house, beginning of the movie, and I guess it's a house where multiple people stay there, kind of like a bed and breakfast or some shit, or something in that line. And the whole time, these damn psycho-ass little kids, I wanted to fucking kill him if he wasn't going to, but then he didn't. But he ends up fucking going crazy. Chuck Norris comes in there, kicks his ass, he gets away. Because, of course, like every small town, there's one badass sheriff, and then the other cop that works for him, like the deputy or whatever, is like some retard Gomer Pyle.
Yeah, I was going to say, how cool was the deputy, though? I liked him.
He damn near shoots Chuck Norris in the beginning of the movie.
I know.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was, I know I saw him, I remember he was in a movie with, Michael Keaton, where where they broke out of the mental facility and had, a crazy day on the town or something. Like, I
Wasn't
remember that. He's in a bunch of stuff, though.
he was the guy that was like in Pee Wee Herman movies, wasn't he?
Oh, he's the guy from Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy from Leprechaun. That's right. It all footballs. But let me touch on Silent Rage a little bit, because I know you're from Texas, Larry, but I think I probably consider myself the biggest Chuck Norris fan, not just by size, but this definitely wasn't the best Chuck Norris, because that fight he had in the bar, which was really the only time you saw him being Chuck Norris, was so cheesy. Like, and then you saw the deputy, instead of getting help, he's talking about, I'm in love.
Mayday, bring them all back.
Like, that would be Darren as a deputy. I'm in love. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to touch your titties, and I think I'm going to propose. Like, that's pretty bad. Yeah, but the movie Dream Team, yes, Steve, that was the name of the movie. The thing with this film is this film fits as a horror movie because it's very similar to like that, even like bringing back a Jason can't be killed. My issue with it is the guy can't be killed, so why do we think dropping down the well is going to do anything? He's been shot he was shot multiple times. He was thrown off a building. Like now that he has all this in him, like I guess it probably screened for a sequel or just didn't make enough money to do that. It's one of those things that people probably stayed away from.
I'm saying there was my favorite part of the movie, of course, is him just beating the shit out of all the bikers in the bar, just kicking fucking the whole biker gang's ass. That was fucking so badass. But that's just a typical Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris thing. Yeah.
So, and the worst part of the movie was the fucking ending. He just kicks him down a well, and that's it. The guy just fucking is gone down a well.
And he struggled like hell to get him down that well. See, Chuck Norris, I want to see him more badass than he was, but him being like you said, Dan Stevens doesn't exactly elicit fear in you. Mm-hmm. Like it just, and the fact that they made the super soldier, it had potential. This movie, like I rewatched it for this. I actually had to buy it on Amazon, went on Amazon Prime. I had seen it back in the day, but I tried to refresh it. I think when I was younger as a kid, I liked it a lot more. Now that you watch it as an adult, you realize how many holes there are in it. Like as far as the fighting and all that, like it is nice to see Chuck Norris get some. Because now rated A Chuck Norris movies, it's pretty much just about the fighting, So at least he got something back in the day. But it was a cool idea for the villain, like the whole Silent Rage. He wouldn't talk; he just wanted quiet, Yeah. But then like that woman could have escaped in the beginning, Like they tried to make it like he had some sort of like PTSD type thing. I don't know. It definitely fits in though, and I give Darren credit for this. He says he was ranking it by years. It does link up nicely with the last movie we're going to do, Raider, because you have a similar president, kind of doctors in a hospital doing shit they probably shouldn't be doing, and then paying a penalty for it later on.
Yeah.
All right, let me read this one joke by the fucking Great Coop. Chuck Norris once challenged Lance Armstrong to who has more testicles. Chuck Norris won by 5. I thought that was funny.
Well, on that note, my favorite Chuck Norris thing is that meme that goes around that has the little puppet from Thor, and it goes, "Would you like to play a game?" Then you have Chuck Norris go, "Sure, what kind of game?" And the puppet's like, "Never mind."
Yeah, guys, if you are watching us and you're enjoying the show, please give this video a thumbs up. These are our videos that do stay up. It's an actual episode tonight, so we want to say thank you, guys. We know it's been a long time. Who else needs to talk about Silent Rage?
You?
No, I already talked about it. Grog didn't.
I don't think Grog watched it, did he? I thought Grog did you watch it?
No, Grog watched it. What do you think, Grog?
Of course I've seen it. I fucking love that movie. I remember watching it when I was a fucking kid. To me, it's like fucking Jason Voorhees meets motherfucking Wolverine.
Okay, can we mute Grog's microphone? Did we watch the same movie? Jason Voorhees meets Wolverine?
Yeah, dude, he fucking regenerates and he's fucking unstoppable, man.
You just said Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Why did you have to throw Wolverine in there?
Because he regenerates.
Jason Voorhees does too.
No, he doesn't.
Oh. Sometimes he gets blown up and a black guy eats his heart.
Yeah.
No, I loved Silent Rage. I mean, it was. I remember when I first watched it. I mean, it was kind of creepy. Like I remember the dude just like he's trying to call the doctor. And he's like, "Yeah, there's something wrong. Blah blah blah." Then all of a sudden he's just like, and then he just nonchalantly just walks out, grabs the axe, and just fucking starts hacking everyone. I'm like, oh man.
Well, it would have made that movie better. what would made that movie better and drawn me in? Kill the kids. The
Why
kids
am I
were there.
so loud?
The kids were screaming.
Hold on.
He should take in the axe to the kids.
Exactly.
When you kill, you got to admit, when you
How can I
kill
be loud? I have
kids in a
everything
movie,
muted.
it sort of sets a whole new premise for it. You're like, holy shit, where are we going with this? When you don't kill the kids, it's kind of like, okay, it's a little weak.
Especially if he would have just slaughtered, because there was like 3 of them. Just
Three of them. At least
fucking-
hit one with the axe. You know, like they were all there screaming, yelling, having fake guns. That would make sense if it triggered his PTSD, the guns, and he just started
I don't know
swinging
why
at it.
I'm so loud. I even have this, like, it's all the way down.
You're always loud, girl.
Jack, shut up.
It's weird.
It's because how close he is to his mic.
Yeah,
I'll move it
shit,
away. Here, I'll move it away.
Uh,
Alright, I wonder if that's better. Is that better, guys?
Anybody else got anything to say about Silent Rage? Besides Chuck Norris, badass.
Oh, I guess we just gotta rate it. Right?
Yeah, let's rate it, guys. All right, chat.
Opinion.
Rate it, Chad, and I'll go first with this one since I went last with the other one. I'm gonna give it a 5.51. 5.51.
Just to beat Dark
Mainly
Crystal.
because it has to fucking beat. Yeah, absolutely. It had to beat Dark Crystal because Dark Crystal was the worst thing I was forced to watch, and at least this had Chuck Norris in it. You know, it's very funny how different people are experiencing echoes from different people. Like if you look at his chat,
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
it'll settle itself.
Yeah, alright, well,
5.5.
mine fucking is, like I said, I already wrote mine down ahead of time. I give this movie a 7 also. The movie, you know, has some, you know, bad acting in it, of course. And it's not as, you know, cool and thought out as Dark Crystal, but the storyline's actually better. And it's got Chuck Norris totally kicking ass.
The story's better than Dark Crystal. That tells you everything you need to know about Dark Crystal.
It's got the whole feeling to me like when I first watched, the first thing I thought of, even though it had nothing to do with the movie, but it reminded me of Shocker, just like this big badass guy from like, that's the only reason. It's just a big badass guy.
I mean, it's better than saying Wolverine, but
But
Yeah.
fucking just the part fucking that and when Chuck Norris just kicks fucking ass, kicks all the bikers' ass, fucking was amazing. It was so badass. And some of the kids, he totally even missed the guys on, and fucking they would still go flying through windows.
There were 3 sets of titties in that bar too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go by that old scale, you know that adds some points to it.
I'm gonna give it a 7 just because of the fact that I love the fucking movie, and it's the first time I'd ever seen the movie. So.
Really? Never seen it before? Wow.
I wonder if the Texas Ranger people saw that movie and was like, you know what? That's our Walker Texas Ranger. What do you think they
I'll tell
gave
you
us
this
for
right now.
before
My
that?
mom and dad, they are huge Walker Texas Ranger fans, and they love Silent Rage. And they even said, "Wow, that's kind of like a pre-Walker Texas Ranger."
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you
Exactly
a
what
story.
they said.
Except its fighting is much better in Walker Texas Ranger.
A
They
little
have
story
much
about that.
stunt doubles.
Literally 10 minutes down the road from my house is the actual Texas Ranger Museum, all about the Texas Rangers. You know, not the baseball team, the Texas Rangers. And
Why would you have a museum for that?
there's an entire room in that fucking museum dedicated to Chuck Norris.
No way.
Larry, if you go there sometime, take some pictures and send it to
Yeah.
me. We'll send it to my parents. They fucking love that
He
shit.
is he's an honorary Texas Ranger. Plus, you know, he's an honorary Texan and all that shit.
I know.
What's
your rating, Darren?
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I think that's a good one for me. I think I like Chuck Norris. I like the mystique of Chuck Norris. I have seen this film before, but it was a long, long time ago. This was only the second time I had ever seen it. So watching it, I thought when he was fighting the guys, that was cool and everything like that. But honestly, the movie drug for me. It was just long and kind of boring at times. Not much really happens. So I think 6.5 for me is pretty solid for that.
The chat's actually giving it pretty high ratings. Steven gave it a 7. Josh Rose 7.5. Phil 7.5.
Honestly, for me, I would give it a solid 7. And I agree with Darren. There's a lot of dragging parts in the film, but in the other parts, it kind of compensates for the dragging. You know, so.
Hey, Glog, how old are you?
I'm turning 42 this month.
42 this month. Okay, so it might not have been this one, but there's a chance, since your parents loved Chuck Norris so much, you could have been conceived during the Chuck Norris movie.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
What a small world.
I bet it was during a roundhouse kick when I was like injected.
Jesus.
Grog keeps muting and
What
unmuting.
the fuck? Can you hear me now, Phil? Jesus.
Let's turn this into a fun commercial. Can you hear me now? Verizon, can you hear me now?
All right. So what we got next?
Challenge.
So what's next, Darryl? Chat reader or show reader?
Next is the challenge. 3 beer challenge, guys. We are going to try to do this. I actually would like to pour my 3 drinks in a pint glass.
Nope. Got to drink from the vessel.
No.
Yep.
Yes.
Why? I've been drinking out of my pint glass the whole time.
No. Every drinking challenge you can. Because then we got to sit here. We got to wait for it to pour. We got to wait for this.
Hold on. I need to get 2 more.
No.
Drink it from the bottle. Drink it from the can.
His pint glass only holds 1 beer.
What'd you say, Barry?
Saying, well, his pint glass only holds 1 beer at a time, so actually it might slow him down by having to pour another beer after.
Then that becomes an excuse. So have your cans, pop them open, down them. Plus, it's harder sometimes to have a can.
Oh, it is.
I don't got to tell Glock that, though.
People in the chat, if y'all want to do this challenge with us, right when we say go, start drinking your 3 beers.
Don't open anything yet, there, Barry. You got to wait to open.
I'm getting all 3 of them just ready. Boom. You said to open your.
So I got them. Should we see? We got them all all just sitting here, sitting around waiting.
Right here. You just heard me fall.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, totally understand, man. Totally understand.
Grug. Is go get a weenie out of your fridge and deep throat it.
Yeah, but then it'll taste like shit. No, dude, don't get yourself up, man. I know what you can't do. Don't especially carbonation. Carbonation's bad.
Yeah.
Carbonation's bad for you, buddy.
We'll wait till after the show to watch you throw up.
Yeah. I'll just be you and Darren in the chat.
Can y'all hear?
Tony's doing the 1 drink challenge.
Can you hear Grog right now? Anybody?
Hold on. Phil just said Larry's going to kill this challenge. He might.
Apparently, Phil didn't watch the fucking last episode when.
Oh, you didn't. Well, no. Forget about the last one. You didn't watch the 6 beer challenge, the first episode.
Yeah.
The one Darren read.
Yeah, I was saying if Craig wants to, he'll just destroy us.
I don't know if I want. We'll see. No, Larry's right up there though.
And it sucks because these beers are ice cold. It's gonna brain freeze the shit out of me.
Mine are too.
God damn
It's
it.
cooler than being cool. Mine has only been out for 10 minutes. You saw me get up and get them.
All right.
So wow.
I'm doing 3 Budweisers like a fucking man.
I got
Mike's.
I got 3 Coors Light.
Oh, you got Coors Light.
I got Rolling.
I'm glad you went with a beer because I feel like the bubbles of the beer makes it more difficult. Oh, you got a French toast beer. Sounds good.
This is a French toast stout. This one bottle is $10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Eric's
there's
doing his
$4
too.
worth of.
All right, guys. If you have 3 beers in your house, in the chat, if you want to do this with us, please do. It's nice to see Eric's doing his 3 brews.
Well, he wants to get on, but he can't actually get on because we're
with Skype Eric. With Skype Eric, it took like a half an hour to set this up.
But we will drink more beers.
Eric, I will happily take you on in one of these challenges another time on Google.
There you go. Steven's got 3 Lone Stars.
Oh, Jesus. Tall boys.
Yep.
All right, so can we pre-crack the cans or no?
Yes, I have all 3 cracked.
Oh, you do? See, I said we weren't going to do that, but that's fine.
Yeah, crack them, Craig.
Bunch of punk. Pre-cracking cans.
Crack 'em,
That
Craig.
allows Darren to dump them out on the side when we're not looking.
Elizabeth will drink a beer. Elizabeth, I'm with you because that's all I can do. So.
All right.
He is the correct.
Oh, Kylan, congratulations on your new endeavor. I saw that earlier on Facebook.
Yeah,
I wish you
congratulations.
well.
She's gonna be working from home now.
Do what you gotta do. Just make that shit happen. You ready?
Yep.
Is ready? All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh hell. Mine was out. One.
Done.
Two.
Where are you at, Craig? Are you on your third?
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm not gonna win. I'm not even into my second. No, there's no way.
Keep going, dude. Uh-oh.
Done. Did Rowdy beat me?
No.
No.
I get to 2.5 and I had a fucking badass brain fucking freeze.
Good job, Craig. You
No,
were the
it's
beer
not.
chucker.
A bad job.
I think it was a bad time.
No, it was a bad. I only got Coors Light. It's the only 6-pack they had in my I didn't want to buy a case of anything. So like I just haven't drank. I don't like Coors Light. It's shitty. Miller Lite, they only have like the 18-pack. So
I know, I'm being a little bitch. I got Budweiser tonight. I've never drank Budweiser.
no, listen, your beer's hard to drink, man. It's cool. That's why this is. I'm happy we won. I'm happy I won the big one when we was all the same.
Well,
And
Eric
I knew I'd
finished
win that
before
one
me.
because it's easy.
Eric finished before us, dude.
So he's dead.
He did. I know he did. I've seen him chug beer.
I wonder if Eric shotgun though. Did he do a shotgun or did he drink a regular?
He might have.
That's true. That is true. Well, kudos, buddy.
Woo!
Larry, just so you know, we have 2 challenges next week, and none of them involve drinking or eating.
I thought I was gonna get you, Craig. You were on that third one. I was on the third one, and I got fucking a little less than halfway through it, and my brain just went oof.
And I even stopped for a second. I'm like, okay, I gotta let it just go. This is what, episode 7? We've had 3 drinking challenges. I won all 3 of them. Actually, no, 4 drinking challenges. I lost the one that I didn't want to win. That is light. No, that is light.
Okay. I'll give you that. But you know what? Out of the 4, Darren hasn't won any.
Oh, yeah, I agree, absolutely. That's why. Do you know what Darren wanted to do, folks? Darren tried to pick something this week to do for the chat. I mean, for the challenge. That was so disgusting. He thought he would be the only one who would do it. He wanted us to eat fetal rats that you buy at the pet store and feed your snake. And the fucked up part is, originally, he wanted to do a challenge that involved like 20,000 calories.
There you go, there.
I don't look. I'm trying to be good, and I told him, dude, I can't do that. That's fucking. Thankfully, he punked out.
I'm feeding the snake right now, so I have a fresh mouse I just showed you.
Yeah, for mouse, right? Fetal rat mouse, whatever.
Yeah.
Eat it, Darren.
No, it's for the snake. I got.
Yeah, but that's your punishment for being 0-4. You've been a bad boy. That's your punishment, bad boy.
Fucking Eric was drinking Bud Orange. Nasty. It's all right.
Just don't take your pants off again, man. I don't need to see it. That goes to you double, Darren.
For those of y'all that don't know, y'all can't hear Grog. Grog's drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said that's what I think though.
You should just always have your audio on. You might as well.
I'd be. Well, the only negative with him is audio on is it creates issues sometimes. They said. Otherwise, yeah, he's fun as fuck. So Darren, may I begin the discussion on the next movie?
Yeah, so up next, guys, we're going to do the third film for the evening, another 1982 film, Alone in the Dark.
Oh.
First thoughts.
Well, Alone in the Dark is a movie that I never knew about, and this is one of the reasons I tend to enjoy these challenges, because I try to give... And Phil, you have to tell me if this is available on a nice Blu-ray somewhere. I would like to pick it up. But otherwise, Darren, where's the VCR tape? It's on YouTube. That's where we all saw it. But I did greatly enjoy. I don't know what that last thing in chat means. I enjoyed this movie for a lot of levels. One, Don Presence, Martin Randall, and Jack Palance.
Jack Palance.
Like, you throw those three guys in general in a movie, you got something fun going on. Okay? Yeah. Two, people know my background. They know I'm a psychologist. Now, I'm not practicing. I teach. But I've been in the facilities before. I've some of that stuff. And seeing the disagreement on treatment is something you deal with a lot. And it's very funny to see that. Like, Don Presence has this very open, like, humanistic, almost, in fact, and I'm hoping some people out there know this because I think it's a good comparison. The Donald Presence character. I don't know if Darren's going to get this. He might. Larry, maybe.
I will. There's something I thought you were going to say, but you're not going.
Is very similar to an actual psychologist who was out there back in the day. Very famous psychologist called R.D. Laing. R.D. Laing believed in treating schizophrenic in a very humanistic fashion. He let them do their own thing, feed themselves, walk around themselves, and his therapy, was it Kingsley Hall, was working well. Of course, they ignored the fact that like people were jumping off the roof and shit, But this Donald Presence to me is almost prayed as if he knew who R.D. Laing was, and he's like, I'm going to be R.D. Laing for this. And to me, that was fucking amazing because I got like a psycho action. Okay, then when you factor in all three of them, how different they are. I shouldn't say all three of them. You did have that cool little twist with the bleeder, which I thought was a little predictable, but still was fun. You had the bleeder, you had the fat pedophile, you had the army sergeant, and then you had the and then you had the pyromaniac, the minister. Like all their psychoses were so unique and different. It was I so enjoyed how they sort of set that stuff off that way. Okay, and then you throw in the scenes, you throw in the characters, you throw in like the sister who had a background issue. You're showing the buildup in the house. It played itself really, really well. My one issue I have with it, and we'll talk about more in a second, is I didn't like the score that much. Because the way they use music to sort of hype anticipation, I thought sometimes the music could have been better to set some of the narrative, like to set what was taking place. But I'll definitely talk about it a lot more in a second. Larry, what about you?
I don't know. You just fucking got and blew me away.
I know. I had a lot to agree with in that.
Like my job here is done.
Fucking psychology professor, motherfucker. Yeah. So yeah, what Craig said.
Go pick a psych movie, damn it.
Let me also say that like Slasher Junkie said, he's also the director. Is also the director for Nightmare on Elm Street 2. He also directed Wishmaster 2, which I like better than Nightmare on Elm Street. But another movie I'd never seen before. I watched a shitty copy of it, on Facebook or on YouTube. The movie was really good, really fucking intriguing. It took me a while to watch it just because my fucking the video quality kept fucking with me. But oh my god, it's a good movie. Fucking a good story. You got the fucking patients. They escape, smart as fuck. How they escape too. Even the shit they do, they go to the mall and shit and fucking still fucking still vans, still fucking or a car, still anything, change clothes if they want to, whatever. Randomly kill some person.
At the mall with the post office guy on the bike. What is that?
Yeah, oh man, that was a good part. He backed up and hit his ass.
Yeah, the mailman or whatever the fuck he was.
The movie was fucking good. And it's for something that I don't know why it's never been out. Apparently, like on Blu-ray and shit.
Okay.
It should have a fucking goddamn. It should have a better cult following, I would say, especially for like the people that were in it, like Martin Landau and fucking goddamn Donald Pleasance. So yeah, I don't understand. The movie was good. I can't say much about it because Craig just talked fucking for 10 minutes about and blew my mind.
All right, can I do it? Can I jump in?
You got it.
So this movie I've always really liked. I'm actually really surprised. I haven't talked to Grog yet because this is the film he didn't watch this week, which is okay. His job is to produce, and if he wants to do it, he can. But I'm surprised that the two of you never saw it because that was one of the ones that I'm still chasing those movies like that. And the fact that Donald Pleasance was in this movie, it goes to show that Donald Pleasance is more than Halloween, and that he has played the doctor role in other films that are great. The fact that I'm a huge fan of City Slickers, huge fan of City Slickers 1 and 2. Man, they're one of my favorite comedies ever. To have what's his name, Jack in it.
Mm-hmm.
Love that character. Love that guy. He's badass through and through. And then it's just a mental patient escapement film, which is kind of cool. And then, like Larry said, they go to the malls and they just go like bars, like where, like they weren't just walking around like the same facility they escaped from. Like they made it cooler, and they killed some people. And actually, I thought there was a throwback right in the beginning of the film from the preacher or the priest or whatever his name was doing his dream thing, and it looked exactly like a Terrifier fucking kill scene, which was the best kill scene in Terrifier, which everyone agrees on, with the legs spread, hanging from the chains. I wonder if they got that from that. I wonder if the director Damien Leone or whatever saw that and it was like, oh, I can amp that up when I make a movie.
Well, that's not the first movie that's cut someone in half.
Yeah, but there's not
what
many.
Terrifier did was
not like that hanging from the chains by the feet though, like that with the spread legs. Like not a lot of movies did that.
I'll tell you, I didn't really understand the ending. I think it should have just ended when he should have just walked out and said like fuck it, and he should have walked out and maybe just went and turned himself back in at the home. But when he went to the bar, and he's just sitting there and he's got the gun and shit, and
he like pulls it on the hooker girl.
Yeah, and it kind of ends. I'm like, I thought that was just a dumb way to end the movie.
Yeah.
It had really nothing to do with the movie, but
at the same time, like hockey mask scene, right? The guy that doesn't want to show his face. He's wearing that Cooper like goalie mask that is like also I feel like just as iconic as the Jason mask. And they did a throwback to that, and then at the end he ends up being the guy that was like the guy that went home with the family to have dinner and shit.
Yeah, so let me ask you, because that's one thing that I really didn't understand about the movie, where all of a sudden the guy's been helping. In fact, he pretty much helped kill the guy.
He was the guy that didn't show his face the whole time, and he wasn't hanging out with the other three most of the movie.
Okay. So he was also an escape patient.
Yeah, but he got it. He was like acting like he was so psycho that like he wooed that girl to come home to dinner, and then it happened to be that family. That's why they set us up with that family in the beginning of the movie with escaping.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see, okay, so that's what I never fucking got that part until just I was wondering like what the fuck happened, like what was going on. Oh shit, we're. Anyways, so yeah, I never really understood that part where so y'all our screen's gonna be a little messed up right now because Craig just left for some reason. So, but when he comes back, it should all jump back together. So until then, our screen's gonna be a little messed up. But yeah, the whole point where I see, I didn't get that because I'm like, okay, because he was even helping kill the intruders, and then all of a sudden he starts, choking her and trying to kill her. So that's what threw me off. One part that I didn't understand until just now when you just told me that. So, but it makes sense now.
Sorry, guys, I had an issue. I'm back, right? You can hear me?
Yeah, you're good, Greg. All back normal.
Except you and I switch phrases, buddy. It's all
Oh,
good.
did we? Oh, that's all good. That's all good.
That's okay. I look like a Larry.
We're all
No,
good.
I didn't hear what you guys just said in response to it, but I do want to make one comment about it. That the only thing that bothers me about it, and it's a mechanism that's in tons of movies. To see if you guys said this a second ago, I apologize for being repetitive. I don't love the whole Deus Ex Machina, like the whole when that happens, like the ending, like the one thing that happens that could possibly save the day. So the fact that the TV, the power came back on, and at just that right moment, the TV came on at just that right channel, and that was the guy all of a sudden like, oh my God, it's him. And then Jack Palance just walks away and, kills some dude as a bouncer. Like, he deserved it. He was trying to charge us. And
Can I tell you something about that real quick? So another thing of why I really like this movie is it was filmed in Philadelphia. And Grog knows, like, when shit happens in PA, like, you almost, like, for us, like it a little bit more. Because they talk about areas that are 15 minutes from me.
Okay, that's
3 Mile Island. I live 20 miles from 3 Mile Island, where they say the nuclear meltdown in it. Like, I hope we don't see another 3 Mile Island incident. When the sister, we briefed on the sister a little bit. She definitely has a little schizophrenia, which is cool how they worked her into the thing. She's like, she even might be bipolar because how she was obsessed.
Yeah, you can have hallucinations with bipolar.
With music, yeah, but with music in the beginning, and then she was obsessed about making signs for her and her sister, and like that played out a lot with that psychology too. And I knew you were gonna like this movie because I thought it would be a good one for all of us to talk about.
Yeah. I loved it because he really did. I hope somebody in the chat, I hope some of you guys know, to know the Ronald who R.D. Wang was. It so perfectly embodied him in a movie. And, like, that probably could happen to him in real life. He would have got killed by a patient that he was being too trusting with. Like, no, it'll be okay. He can do this. Like, to give you a quick thing, and I know this isn't Psych 101, but, like, one day when there was this patient who had, like, catatonic schizophrenia. They don't use that term anymore, but at the time that's what she had. Or they had, I don't remember sex. They were sitting naked in their room, just sitting there, not talking to anybody. And nobody could get through this patient. R.D. Wang pops in, he gets naked, he sits down next to them and just sits there. And eventually they start talking to him. So like he was sort of that weird guy. Did you guys talk about the bleeder? No. And how he you had that fun little side thing with him.
Yeah, we talked about it because that's one of the stories that, like, I told Darren, I didn't understand that until Darren told me more about like what the storyline was, because I literally this movie I took over a month to finish it. I watched 30 minutes one day. 2 weeks later, I watched another 10 minutes. Today, I finally finished the last 20 minutes. So I didn't watch it in one sitting to realize what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, the bleeder was one they knew they were hiding his face for a reason, and then I started to think, hey, wait a second, maybe that fucking tough guy is the bleeder. The only problem with it's so far fetched, he would have ran into the sisters at the protest, but it still made for like a fun reveal when the blood started dripping down, almost like Valentine's Day or Valentine's, when the blood started coming out and like you realize
it's not Valentine, it's Valentine.
Yeah, Valentine, not Valentine. Valentine's Day was a romantic comedy. You're right, it was Valentine's. Oh, Valentine. One of the. But it's almost like that. I'm honestly, Darren, at first I was scared because the last time you picked a movie that I could only view shitty on YouTube, it was The Final Terror, and I thought The Final Terror sucked. Like, it was just, like, it had a couple of moments.
I'm trying to find stuff for us to watch that I feel like maybe not all of us have seen, and if we have seen it, I feel like we can really talk about it.
One of the ones
it's not necessarily a good film, but
one of the ones I'm picking for you, Raider, is just like that. It's a good film, and I'm pretty sure neither of you or most of the chat have seen it. Maybe Phil, because I talked to him about it.
So I'm a little intrigued, Craig. First off, I want to know, you said you have 2 challenges for us next.
Two challenges, yes.
How many movies?
I decided to go with 3 again.
Okay, 3.
See, it's not a bad thing.
Well, 3 because one of them you'll hear, you'll know what it is.
Yeah, but 3 is not a bad.
The two challenges, you're gonna have fun as hell.
Yeah,
fun as hell.
Okay, so y'all want to start rating the movie? Like everybody in the chat, start putting their ratings in for the movie.
Yeah.
And then we'll slowly do our ratings.
Yes, if we go first, we'll alter the chat's perception.
Yeah, so chat, start putting ratings in.
That's true. We may alter them.
Alone in the Dark,
But
1980.
I think we all made a good argument for the film, right? Like these are things that even if these guys saw that, they're probably like, "Oh yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense." You know, that maybe made them a film a little bit better or a little bit worse, or that's good.
That's what I tell you. Yeah, because there was a lot of parts of the film that I didn't fucking understand until fucking like Darren and then Craig, you were gone at the time, brought it up, and I'm like, okay, now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't get it when I watched it.
Yeah, and I think that the only reason that happened to you is because you watched it in 3 different sessions.
Exactly.
If you would have had the time to just sit there and watch it for the hour and 30 minutes, I think everything would have rolled out for you. Obviously, you would have known everything we talked about.
I got it. Yeah.
Although to be fair, the bleeder thing does sort of, it is nuanced. It slips underneath a little bit.
Yeah, but we're all
anything
smart.
that goes
We're all
away.
smart enough to look for those angles. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when we all watch a horror movie, this many times we watch a horror movie in our lives, that we're not looking for just the narrative. We're looking for the feel of it, the way people act, the looks people give each other in the movie.
Yes, but if you're always looking to see how the trick works, you don't have the fun of enjoying the trick.
I'll see the trick.
Speaking of which, when are we going to get Phil to do some of his magic tricks again?
We can start that up again if Phil wants to.
Yeah, Philip, come on, buddy.
Or even better, can we get Larry to make a YouTuber of the week for Phil?
You want Phil to be a YouTuber of the week next time?
Yeah.
He's got to put out some content.
All right, so here's the thing. Every time somebody chooses their week with the movies and the challenges, they also pick the next YouTuber of the week.
Well, it's got to be Larry's the one who knows how to do this tech. I don't.
But I'm saying, like, we should also choose that at the same time.
I'll send you some pretty cool pictures to put in the thing if you want.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
What up, Phil? I just want to give a side while they're doing the ratings before we give ours. I want to give a side mention to something. Like Darren was nice enough to come on the podcast that I do a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, the sound, every now and then you have issues. The sound got corrupted, so we weren't able to use some of it. But Phil, in the stuff we use, you were given a brief shout out. So find that on Cape Crusaders. It's on SoundCloud. It's fun, and you get to hear the episode 50. You definitely hear Darren from Horror and me having some fun, giving some opinions. Nothing too crazy. It's not a horror thing, so I don't want to confuse it with that. But you go to SoundCloud, look up Horror and me, you have some fun with it. And Phil, you'll hear your shout out. So what do you give it, Larry?
All right, so I'll go first. Like I said, the movie was good. I'm not going to give it as high as everybody else is giving it in the chat, but I might have if I would have watched it in one setting. So to me, I think it was actually the worst movie of the fucking goddamn R3.
Go smack your head into the wall.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I hit the fucking wood table.
Yeah. Sloppy comes to life and bitch slaps you.
So yeah, I'm only gonna give this one a 6 because even though the story was good, and a lot of it was good, I just never got caught into the actual story. It never like drew me in to like how I want to watch this. And it might be different. Like I said, if I watch it in one setting and I get a fucking clear HD fucking version, if it ever goes to Blu-ray, it might be different. But the fucking YouTube quality version that I watched is just
I agree.
It was just hard to watch for me.
See, I saw a good copy of it.
It was
That's
a good
the
movie.
difference.
I tried to watch it on like Cinema HD and stuff, and they had no copies.
I have it on VHS, dude. I watched it on VHS. It's good. It was clear. I mean, it's not like Blu-ray.
Hold on, I gotta say something. When we said Phil's gonna be YouTuber next time, Phil's like, I think you should just pick a random YouTuber. Shout out another channel. I'm good.
Oh, I know who we should pick.
No, it's definitely Phil. I can't wait to see the video Larry makes.
I give it a 6.
I actually agree.
Really? You're giving it a 6?
I think all the early 80s slashers, it's cool with the characters, but once you watch it once or twice, I probably will never watch it again.
Yeah, but I disagree with the categorization. I don't know if I consider it just an 80s thrasher. It's more like a psychological type thriller.
I just see it as if you use a knife or an axe or strangulation in a movie, it's a slasher to me.
Really?
Especially when it's in that time period, 82.
That's a gross oversimplification.
But it's 82, man. If it was 89,
hey guys, you want a down of beer? Want a down of beer? Well, before you drink that, want that one?
Yeah.
You ready, Larry? Grab another one.
Yeah, it's right here. I got beer or wine. I got beer or wine.
This is my 10th beer since we started.
Oh, I'm beyond you.
Yeah, you drink 5.
I did some math.
I'm on. I have a 15 pack and I only have 4 left.
Are you ready? The Stravia, whatever the hell.
Score.
You ready, buddy?
Score.
Score. Cheers.
I'm not chugging mine, you crazy fucks. Hell, you and Grog have it all over your lips.
Damn it, who'd you blow, Grog? I am going to give this movie an 8.
Ooh.
Wow, I did not think
I'm going to give it an 8. Admittedly, I'm a little bit of a mark for it because of the psychology of it, because they actually talked about some real stuff and how the patient should have probably been treated versus how they were treated. But I tell you, Audrey Wang, I'm going to investigate it. I want to see if Donald Pleasance's character was loosely based on him. I could see that. I could really see that.
Probably was.
You know, it wouldn't shock me because, you know, that's the whole thing. Or even like a David Rosenhaus, you know, who's famous for like, you know, patients should be treated a certain way. You know, you can't view it as a disease that can't be cured, yada, yada.
Here's the weird thing with me. Like, I know you guys are making fun of me about the VHS thing, but I've watched a few films lately with Donald Pleasance as a lead. And I watched The Night Creature. I don't know if you guys ever saw that with the panther he lets go on his island. He was also a doctor in that. He was almost like an island of Dr. Monroe. He owned his own island.
So is he like my boy Tom Atkins? He only plays doctors. Tom Atkins only plays like cops.
Pretty much.
And they're both fucking brilliant at it.
So it was nice to see that recently. He was a little bit older. I think that was like, when he did that movie, I think it was in the 90s then, like early 90s, 92, something like that. But then we have him playing the Halloween doctor, and then we have him playing this doctor. And, man, I'm going to give it a solid 7. I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to go 7.
Yeah, like I said, I take in all for what it was. I wish I had a good copy of it. If that ever comes out on Blu-ray, like all my Blu-ray fans, friends, Paul, Phil, like just let me know when you hear about that coming out because it's gotta. You have Donald Pleasance, you have too many big names for it not to get made. You know, it's not like what was that one movie, Larry, you and I liked that was never on Blu-ray, The Silent Madness in 3D or something?
Yeah, Silent Madness is fucking amazing movie.
It is amazing. I'm not picking it this week. I have thought about it in the past though. Like,
hey, you know what, Greg? I actually looked at that today. I was like, man, I might pick that for the next time we.
There you go. That's an option for you. Like, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Good twist, good everything. But it's only available there. It's only available on YouTube. It's not no Blu-ray, no DVD.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. That's why I'm doing this.
No, you're not doing it for that way. You're doing it that way.
There's a lot, though. There's things.
You have an addictive personality.
But there's things I'm targeting in lots.
Uh-huh.
I will have side plots where I will get rid of them or pass them on to other people.
You bought Evil Dead on VHS.
Yeah, I have it 3 times because I bought lots that it happens to be in on.
No, you bought it by itself in stores by itself. You picked it off the shelf by itself.
Because there was another one. Now I have 2 or 3 for trade, and people want that film.
Mm.
There's more to my madness than you think.
Why'd you hold on, Tony, can you do that, guy? Can you put a link for that movie in chat for Tony?
He can. He is a moderator, so yes, he can put a link.
No, I think he wants us to do it because Larry, Silent Madness in 3D. I don't know if he knows how to find it.
He can do it though. He's a moderator. He can link.
No, I don't know if it's saved that way. Either way, Tony, we'll hook you up when we find it again. Well, hold on. Phil says Alone in the Dark was on regular DVD.
He has it on DVD, yeah.
Hey, Phil, if you have an extra one and you have a box you got to send out,
Is it an actual DVD or is it like a bootleg fucking DVD where somebody copied it, onto DVD?
Oh, that's true. That could have been it.
And if you haven't seen it, it is on YouTube.
Yeah, but the quality is... I think Tony was talking about Silent Madness, though. The one we were just discussing. So what else is going on? What in the horror world is enticing you guys right now? Like, we got a decent amount of shit. You got all the... you have on CBS Access, The Stand. The Stand is being made. Yeah. On CBS All Access, The Stand is coming out as a series. Stephen King's been involved directly with that. He also apparently rewrote something for It Chapter 2. I don't know if he actually was in the movie or it was like a fan thing, but...
Yeah, he did. There's something coming out when the movie is released on September 5th, I believe. I did get my ticket for it.
But I'm ready for it. I'm an American Horror Story fan, so I'm definitely ready for American Horror Story 1984.
Are you an
I'm
American?
excited for that. I am.
Oh, I know I will, Phil. I just had to throw that out there. That's out of print. I got to track it down. I'm American Horror. I watched American Horror Story. I had a roommate here a couple years back, and she was into it, and we all used to watch the Coven one. So I've seen like one, I've seen Coven, and it's okay, it's solid, but I am looking forward to the Thrasher one because anything with Thrasher is worthwhile. Like to me, it's fun.
Well, you have to watch Freak Show. Have you ever seen American Horror Story Freak Show? It's the best one.
No, it's not because I watched it. Hold on, I watched it, and then here's what turned me off. When they take Seal Boy, and Seal Boy is like fripping the women, I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm good. I don't need to see that. That's something Darren masturbates to. I'm good. I'm fine.
Come on.
I'm going to urinate. I'll be back.
Twisty is cool. Don't get me wrong. Well, like once I saw
that's the
this,
urination cue.
once it was well, now he just wants to touch himself because he heard it. But it's like this guy. Hey, I'm gonna find the women. That was a little bit much.
Craig, Freak Show was actually a really good season. I liked that.
No, I believe it was. But
it was really good. I enjoyed that.
American Horror Story Election Year was actually really good too.
Well, I will take your word
Which
on
one
it.
was that, Larry?
The last one.
Two seasons ago.
Wait, what was the rest season?
Last season was a tie-in between like Covenant and.
That one didn't go over so good though.
No, I thought it was dumb. It was kind of like world. They tied in Covenant. It was fucking. It was the end of the world. Fucking the Anarchy. I think it was called.
You're right about the new one. The new one is going to be badass.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the new one.
But on that note too, have you guys? And I guess it's worth talking about because we have been MIA for a while. Have you guys watched Thrasher?
Yes, I've seen the new one.
Season 3 was launched since we last got together. Folks, this is for everyone in the chat. Thrasher on Netflix has 3 seasons. The first season is really enjoyable. The second season, it's super duper predictable, and like you don't really root for anybody. But the third season, if you can get past certain extreme tropes, the first 2 episodes, it might be the best of them.
No, yeah, season 3,
with that?
in my opinion, is definitely the best season of Thrasher.
As long as you get past some of the stuff from the first 2 episodes.
Yeah. It's all good, but season 3 is the best. But all 3 of them are definitely enjoyable fucking shit to watch.
I got a nugget for you, and I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, chat. Let us know if you've seen it. I think you'll like it, Larry. Now that I know you like these, and this is something my sister worked on back in the day, so I saw it a couple of times. Harper's Island was a 13-episode miniseries on CBS. It was sort of in this vein of like a one-off series. There's a Thrasher. There's a big twist. Every week people die. It's like watching a 13-episode horror movie. Harper's Island, CBS exclusive. If you've never seen it, chat, you two. If you've never seen it, find it. It's probably definitely on CBS All Access. I think it might be on Amazon Prime too. Find it. It's very enjoyable. It was before its time. Like they did that before that started being a thing. Like the 1-episode scary movie in essence. Check it out. You have a lot of names you'll be familiar with.
All right, cool.
So those shows are good. I don't think Darren gets into them too much, but you should probably try checking it out, buddy.
No.
They're not bad.
Well, he's busy watching VHS.
Yeah.
He's busy. Yeah, you can't get American Horror Story on VHS. But that said, you also have, and I didn't see it. I know
Hey,
I
Rob.
think Larry did. How was the new Critters movie?
I didn't watch it yet.
Wow. You want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, why not? How was? Because that was people into that.
I mean, there's been a lot of different, everybody's got their own opinions. To me, I watched it with my wife one day. We what do you call it? Pirated it. But
How dare you?
it to me, the movie fucking had no fucking plot. It was shitty fucking made, bad fucking acting. It was shit. I mean, but being a Critters fan, you still have to give a decent score. So, like, if I had to give that movie a rating, I would be like, yeah, it's a total 4. But that's only because I like Critters. Because if I had never seen it before and it's my first time watching it, the movie was fucking garbage. What
Is
bad
it
acting?
better or worse than the series that came out on Shudder?
Better by
Okay.
far.
That's
I would
good.
have gave that series a fucking like 2.
Yeah, that series was tough to watch with the fucking
I
redheaded
fucking
kid.
hated the fucking series on Shudder. Oh my god!
Yeah, it was
so
tough.
much I hated it.
That series was a total 2. This movie is like a 4.
Oh.
I mean, the puppets look good. They look good. It had, I guess they had a decent storyline. It was just fucking the actors, the acting, the fucking shit was so stupid as fuck. But then you had some of our friends that watched and they're like, oh, fucking, it's not that bad. It's not good. It's just not bad. In my opinion, it was bad.
Well, we all have movies that crows tell hot like that. Before I say that, by the way, yes, Josh Roll, Jim Beaver was in it at Harper's Island, as was a bunch of CW people, including Katie Cassidy. So I assume you've seen it. Everyone else check out Harper's Island. But yeah, Critters that Shudder was just awful. So I'm glad to hear it's at least 2 better, because I will check it out. Since you're my full moon connection, by the way, buddy, when am I getting Slime Ball Llama 2?
It's supposed to come out around well, I don't think they've started shooting it yet. But all the movies are coming out in 2020.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was 2
All 10 movies are coming out in 2020.
Oh, that sucks. That's at least 5 more months.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think they've started shooting that one yet, to be honest with you. I could be wrong.
I love that little fucking imp.
I just still don't know. I haven't seen enough about it to even, like, see who's playing him. Is fucking Dookie Flashwater still fucking playing the voice of the imp?
Look at you. Coming with the trivia out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wait, his name's Dookie?
Dookie Flashwater.
Like Dookie, like Green Day, Dookie?
Yeah. Dookie
Okay.
Flashwater.
His parents didn't love him.
Well, I mean, that's not his real name, but that's his fucking name. He's a singer. He was in a band called Haunted Garage.
Okay.
And it's one of them weird bands, like punk bands, where they like fucking got him all bloody and shit and sing random like kind of I call it ska music. And
No, Ska's really ska. Okay,
yeah,
that's like ska is like No Doubt. Back in the day.
no, this is more like the shitty fucking like ska fucking music. It's just random hollering.
Okay.
It's like more punk, but more like Beastie Boys punk before they were the Beastie Boys, the rapper Beastie Boys.
Not a bad way to describe it. I got you.
When they just like screamed randomly.
I got you. Okay, not bad.
But
No,
yeah,
anything
Flashwater.
anything come out in the movies you're excited about? Like we just had Crawl dropped, not that long ago. I know it went over huge. I didn't get a chance to see it, but we do have scary movies to tell. Scary stories to tell in the dark coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We have that other movie Hide and Seek coming out, which looks very interesting because it's different. Like if you've not seen the preview, check it out. I think it's a fun one. But what are you most excited about that's coming out soon? Other than it, because I think we're all like fucking big on it.
I'm still waiting for fucking
Something good to drop.
what? I'm still waiting for fucking Zombieland 2.
Zombieland 2? Okay.
It looks bad though.
It doesn't look bad. It doesn't
I
look
have mixed
bad.
feelings about Zombieland 2. It's like,
It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look as good. It doesn't look good.
If you watch the trailer for Zombieland 1, that's what it was. Him running around randomly doing his.
It's them in Bill Murray's house, except they're in the White House now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In
Well,
Zombieland
and
1.
there's copies of them in there, and It looks like it'll
Yes.
be fun. I still got to see that other one with Bill Murray. I wanted to see that. I'm waiting for that to come out on on
Bill
demand.
Murray and the dude who played Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that. But that was in theaters quick. It doesn't mean it was bad. It just means people didn't see it. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I want to see it in theaters, but it went through it too quickly. But I will check that out. I will check that out because I tell you what, something else that came out straight to on demand that looks promising. And chat, by all means, let me know if you've seen it and tell me otherwise. But there's a movie called They're Inside that looks like it could be pretty legitimate. Like it's like a Strangers meets a Blair Witch type combo deal they describe it as. And if you see the preview, it has a good creepy ominous vibe. So like I'm waiting to watch it, but I will eventually watch it. So unless somebody in the chat tells me, "Oh God, run away, don't see it."
Mm-hmm.
But like it does look. There's so many good horror movies that come straight to on demand nowadays. It's very hard. The theaters have a few, but not that many.
Darren, what are you looking forward to?
Ooh, man, I was actually going to say it's not something that's been announced, but god damn it, I want to see a Brightburn 2.
Yep, I agree with that. I just watched Brightburn, and that's one of the best movies I've seen in a long fucking time.
Yes.
Wow, that's high praise.
I still have not seen
I'm
it.
telling you, I said that to you now. He just watched it, saying the same thing. I'm telling you, this movie has so much potential.
It's a
They
straight
do it
up,
right.
I mean, it's a straight
I
up
don't know.
Superman remake, is all it is.
Yeah,
but
that's how I
it's a
feel.
horror Superman remake. But I rated it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. See, I just don't like that gimmick of a horror Superman. Like
It's not like it. It is like it. Yes, there's a lot of elements because of the mythos of Superman and this character, but it takes a completely different toll. There's no way. There's no comparing the two characters, which is cool. Other than they can fly and shit.
Well, Tony said best movie of 2019. Nice.
Yeah, it's that good, dude. We all agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When it's in on demand, I'll check it out. Phil mentioned the furries. I know you've seen the preview for that. That looks pretty good.
I think Phil's waiting on some furries.
And I'll give you another one that it was a story that we never got a chance to touch on because it happened when we were away. But and I know I'm a bigger fan of them than Darren is, but the Sauska sisters are doing the Cronenberg remake of Rabid, and when they shared footage from Rabid, they got kicked off of Twitter.
I saw that, and they were finally back on.
Yeah, they're finally back on.
There
was like a campaign to bring them back.
Yeah.
But like what they showed of their remake, and I say this as somebody that didn't see the original. I know I didn't see the original, but when the thing I saw, I thought it was pretty good. It's something I want to see. So seeing the preview made me want to see it. Now, if you like the original, you might watch the preview and say, "Oh, it doesn't look as good" or whatever. But I think it looks pretty solid. I look forward to it.
I'll check it out. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet? Did you see the original, the Cronenberg movie original? No. See, I give them credit. Listen, everyone shits on them because they say, See No Evil 2. I fucking love See No Evil 2. Like, See No Evil 2 was a fun slasher flick for me. You had enough name actresses in it. You had enough awesome kills in it. I enjoyed it. I know it wasn't, top notch, but it was a lot better than people give it credit for.
Yeah.
Personally speaking.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen See No Evil 2.
You should watch it, man. You got Catherine Isabel, you got Danielle Harris, you got really cool kills involved. It's definitely worth watching, and stuff happens you wouldn't expect. That's my right now. If you don't count the deceased people, like the autograph I kind of want the most would be a Glenn Jacobs on a See No Evil 2 poster. Like that'd be the one I'd want the most for my selection. And yeah, Paul, absolutely. American Mary was amazing. You can't argue. American Mary, I don't think people will argue. What they argue is they'll argue the others. They'll argue was it Dead Hook in the Trunk, and then they'll argue. I even liked the Souskas when they did that bootleg game show. Like that was a fun show to me.
All right, we got. All right, guys.
Eric, I disagree. It was not dog shit. Damn it! Watch it again.
No, it was dog shit.
No, it's not. And I've seen some of the shit Eric likes. Eric's like you, except the opposite. He likes the really obscure.
Yeah, we're smart. Shit. We're smart. We like good movies.
No.
All right, hold on a second.
Take.
Here's the thing, guys. I have to reel us in a little bit. I have to reel us in because we only have 10 minutes left of the show. So I want to give a good opportunity for Craig to announce the next movies that we will do in the next show and the challenge. And we can discuss that for a few minutes, and then we'll close out our show. But we love you guys, and we have to keep time.
Don't go anywhere, folks. Here we go. We got the movies.
Go.
Okay, here are the movies first, and my reasoning. The first movie is a movie that I guarantee most people haven't seen, and I think it's super well done. And I'm just going to set up the premise for you before I give you a title. It's an English film. A bunch of kids, well, 20-somethings are doing that thing where they're finding like abandoned property so they could squat in. Okay? They squat in a property, find the place, they squat in there, they wake up in the morning, and they're locked in. That's all I'm going to say about it. The first movie is called Spiderhole.
Oh, I've heard about this movie.
Spiderhole, yeah, for me. Spiderhole, I think.
Is it one word or two?
I don't know off the top of my head. I believe it's 2005, the year.
No, is it one word or two?
I will double check. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know off the top of my head. But that's the name of it, Spiderhole.
Okay.
I'll get you the exact specific episode.
Is this an Irish film?
It's English. It's English.
Okay. I remember watching a trailer for it.
Read what it says, the description, real quick.
Well, he can't. Well, hold on. They can't hear him.
I know. I know it's for me. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. That's the one. Such a fun movie. So there's that. Then my second movie. This is more. It's a great movie. I think it's a great movie. The chat might disagree, but this is more my punishment for Darren. The second movie is The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, I hate that movie.
Okay?
Really?
Yep. And the third movie, just so you guys, and I wasn't going to have a third movie, but just so you guys get to your fucking senses, the third movie is fucking Labyrinth. So you remember how fucking good that movie is compared to Dark Crystal, my ass.
Hey, I just watched that movie like a couple days ago.
Yeah, me too. I watched.
They're my dude.
Yeah, I know. Well, watch it again.
I messed up earlier by saying that I like Dark Crystal more.
No,
I
you
like
can't take that back. You can't take that back.
Even keel.
You can't take that back. You're forever gonna say it, and you have to live with it.
Fine.
As far as the challenges, I have two awesome ones, and I know the one of them I'm gonna fail. I don't care. I want to do it because Larry, you've seen the same one. The first one. Steve said Larry's going to hate the first movie because of the accents. I hope he doesn't because that means Larry's going to hate me with mine. But the first one is we're going to film, and you could be as improvisational as you want, as fun as you want. That challenge where you kick the cap off a bottle.
Yes! Got it.
Oh,
And you could be as fun or improvisational as you want.
that's good, dude.
And now
Just so you guys know, Chatter, Eric has achieved that.
Yes. All right. If Eric's still in the chat, use yours as well in the chat just for a bonus clip.
Okay, cool. But that's what we do. And I think I'm going to fail, but I'm going to try to come up with a fun way to do it. And my last challenge, and this is going to tie perfectly with the last movie, we're going to call it the In Your Shoes Challenge. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. All three of us are going to record a song and sing it. However, what makes it the In Your Shoes Challenge is we're using the same songs we did last time, except we're switching. I'm doing Baby One More Time. Larry is doing Labyrinth. And you're doing Nightmare on My Street by Will Smith.
Oh, I don't know that.
Well, you're going to have to find it. You're going to have to find it.
Sing it.
You're gonna
Don't worry, Darren. You have 2 months to memorize it before you go live.
2 weeks, guys. In Your Shoes Challenge. I think Larry is the hardest part, but that's what it is. Larry's got to do the what was it? What was the name of the one you did?
All right.
What was the name of the one you did from Labyrinth? Which one did you do from Labyrinth?
Magic.
The Magic, yeah.
Puppy dog tails.
Larry's gonna do the Magic Dance. I'm gonna do Baby One More Time. And you're going to do Nightmare on My Street by Will Smith. Folks, if you don't remember this, we did this challenge previously where I sang I sang different ones. So we're gonna call it the In Your Shoes Challenge, and that should give us a lot of meatiness for this episode.
Sounds good. I actually like that. I like all of it. All
Yeah,
five.
that's a good. It's a good job.
Thank you.
That's a
And
challenge.
Perks of being Wallflower, I know it's going to annoy some of you, but I almost want Boys Don't Cry Ferrari, but I want to talk about something with seriousness to it. You know?
Okay. We can do that.
I can't wait. 2 weeks from now, right? Or no, wait, 2 weeks is Monster Mania. 3 weeks from now?
Yeah, sounds
Does that
good.
sound good?
Yeah.
2 weeks to Monster Mania.
So
Yeah,
3
so
weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks from now.
3
we'll
weeks,
work.
next episode.
Yeah.
24th.
I'm good with that. Gives us all time to film our videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I can't wait, man. I think it's gonna be. I think we got some fun shit.
Nice.
I want to see I want to see
Greg, I just
Darren.
really hope that you can make it out to Monster Mania 2 weeks from now. That would be so freaking awesome.
I'm not saying
I'm
no
gonna
to it.
try. I'm gonna try.
I'm not saying no to it either. Yet. It would
Yeah,
probably be this
last
May,
minute might happen.
but I'm not saying no yet either.
All right, guys. Well, we want to say we love you. It's that time of the night to close the show. But thank you for joining us tonight for
You gotta
episode
go
7.
home, but get the fuck out of here.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You can't sit here. Oh, you can sit here if you want.
Thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. Seriously, it was fucking awesome.
Good show.
Awesome. I just can't say enough how cool it was. Seriously.
And Glog, you did a lot of cool shit. I
Yeah,
want
you
to
did
give it up
good,
to you
dude.
again.
Thank you.
I've been looking at the screen off to my side with the chat, with the blood, with the flow. I don't think everyone realizes the problem solved in the background. It was probably because of you I was able to get off and back in for us 3 because the way you had it set up.
Not a
Good
problem.
shit, father. Good shit.
Yeah, Grog's badass. That's
And
why
I love having you part of this.
We love
you.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Okay, do we sign off now and get naked? What's going on?
Yeah. All right, guys.
Yeah,
have a
we're
good
getting
night.
naked right now, so if you guys want to stay on, we're getting naked, so there's a lot of ball slapping, so yeah, feel free to join in.
All right. Well, before we stop,
Bring in the gift.
I want to do one recap of next episode. So we're gonna watch Spiderhole from 2010, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That probably came out in like 2009, and Labyrinth from 1986. Good films, and the challenge is that we're gonna do our best interpretation of kicking the lid off the bottle like a soda can type of thing. And then we're gonna do In Your Shoes challenge.
Can I give a gift out? Can I give a gift out, chat?
Sure.
Hey, chat, if anyone's interested, I'm about to show you a free digital code for Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, fuck you! I want it.
Get that.
Can you see it?
No,
Can you
go
see
up,
it?
Craig. Go up, Craig. Go up to your eyes.
Actually, send in a picture to Grog first.
Yeah.
Go up.
Send it to me. Yeah, it's blurry. Send it to me. It's blurry. Send it to me. I'll digital copy it, or I'll fucking throw it on the server.
It'll be on the server, dude.
Okay.
His server's awesome, dude.
Okay, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you, Grog.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
fine.
Thank you.
It can be viewed on iTunes and Ultraviolet if you have either of them.
It's Voodoo. I'll put on Voodoo. That's fine.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for now. Peace out.
Bye.